Hi there, football fans, and welcome to Transfermarkt TV International. My name is Trevor Evans, bringing the latest news, rumours and statistics from across the world of football. We're going to get started with the news that Borussia Dortmund have completed the signing of their future manager, Marco Rose, from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He was their number one target, and he will be joining them at the end of the season. There's a €5 million release clause in his contract, making him the most expensive manager in Bundesliga history. Is he worth it? The 44-year-old latest German super manager. He's helped evolve Borussia Mönchengladbach into a top team, guiding them into the Champions League where they face Manchester City in the last 16. Will he be taking any players with him to Dortmund? They were linked with Neuhaus last week. In a move that will infuriate Real Madrid fans, Ramos could be allowed to leave or forced to take a pay cut to facilitate paying Gareth Bale. Bale is no longer an active player at the Bernabeu, and Hazard is the only other player who earns more than Ramos, who is also an injury-riddled flop. Another popular figure, Vázquez, could be sacrificed to accommodate the pay bill too. Value for money would say Ramos all day long, but contracts of Bale and Hazard run for another couple of years. Speak of the devil, over in the Premier League, the romantic return of Bale to Spurs is turning sour, hence the increasing unlikelihood of a permanent transfer taking place. Spurs are currently paying 50% of his salary, around about €350,000 per week. It's causing tension between Mourinho and the player with mixed communication. Is he fit? Why is he not playing? He's not getting enough opportunities, and he's not making the effort to be fit. However, if you look at the numbers, Bale has scored 4 goals in 800 minutes of game time, of which very little is continuous. Maybe it's being a bit unfair on Bale. Do you feel he's doing enough at Spurs, or are other players offering more on the pitch? Someone who could be staying in the Premier League after all is Antonio Rudiger. The 27-year-old German international centre-back was sparingly used by Lampard, but since Tuchel arrived, he has become a first-team regular, playing every minute. However, he says that it was never in doubt that he was going to stay, even whilst he was not playing with Lampard. The arrival of Thiago Silva took him out of contention, but he's worked his way back in, and timely injury to Silva has seen him thrive. Will he keep his place upon Silva's return? And with his contract due to expire just over 12 months away, is he going to get a new deal? Over in Serie A, and Lozano has been on fire for Napoli this season. The 25-year-old Mexico international winger was signed from PSV for €35 million in 2019. He's got 9 goals and 3 assists in 21 games so far this season. However, he could be out for 4 weeks after succumbing to injury against Juventus. They're still in contention at the top of the table, but this could have a big impact on their prospects. And sticking with the Serie A for the first half of our focus section, it's hard to believe that Romelu Lukaku is only 27 years old. He's just knocked in his 300th professional career goal. The Belgian international striker, with 57 goals in 89 games for Belgium to date, started his career with Anderlecht as a 16-year-old and has since then scored 300 goals since 2009. He scored 2 in the recent victory over Lazio, taking Inter to the top of the table. He's played for top clubs such as Inter Milan, Everton and Man United. And how much longer can he play for? And how many goals will he get? Answers below on a postcard. At the other end of the pitch, Handanovic with a milestone of his own, his 500th Serie A fixture. The 36-year-old Slovenian international goalkeeper has spent most of his career in Italy, not only Inter, but 182 games for Udinese before a €50 million move to Inter Milan in 2012. Money well spent. He's currently ranked 14th in the list of all-time Serie A appearances, with 154 to go to catch up with Buffon in first position. Slightly further back, but still a massive achievement, Giorgio Chiellini has hit the 400 game mark, putting him 5th on the list of all-time Juventus appearance makers. The 36-year-old 100-cap Italian international centre-back was signed by Juventus for 7.7 way back in 2005. He is the current club captain and has re-established himself as a first-team regular under Pirlo after a 2-month injury. His contract is due to expire this summer. Perhaps a renewal is on the agenda. The tiny yet prolific 29-year-old Italian international striker Insigne has bagged his 100th goal for Napoli. He's taken 378 games to achieve this, and he also managed to contribute 79 assists along the way. He spent his entire career with Napoli, and he's been on fire this season with 10 goals and 3 assists in 18 games. What is going on at Anfield? They had been on a hot streak and were deemed title contenders this season. It's all slipped away since Christmas, and it'll be the 4th time in Premier League history that Liverpool have been leading at Christmas and not gone on to win the league. Last season was the only time they've actually managed to do it. They've seen a series of 3 defeats against Newcastle, Chelsea and Crystal Palace in the Premier League, which is the first time since 2017 in January that they suffered such a bad run of form. Against Swansea in the Premier League, Southampton and Wolverhampton in the Cup. Can they turn things around, and is Klopp the man to do it? At the other end of the spectrum, Manchester City are on absolute fire, winning their 16th game in a row. That's 6 games in a row. They were 6 points behind the league leaders after 12 game point this season, but they're now currently 7 points ahead with a game in hand, and it's all down to a huge run of form. Seeing Gundogan, Sterling, Foden shine in the absence of Aguero and De Bruyne, and the defensive resurgence of John Stones alongside Ruben Dias, seeing very few goals conceded on this run, only 4 since November. And whilst the transfer window is of course closed, free agents are still allowed to move. And top of the list of the free agents is Diego Costa, very prolific during his time at Atletico Madrid and Chelsea, and he's been linked with a return to the Premier League. However, it's looking like he's on his way to Brazil. The 32-year-old former Spanish international striker of Brazilian descent could be linked to Palmeiras, who recently won the Copa Libertadores, which may be enough to convince the superstar to join. It's a 2-year deal on €2 million per year, making him the highest paid player in the league. Costa has scored a total of 181 goals in 474 games, whilst collecting 136 yellow cards and 11 reds. And it's hard to believe that Spurs were top of the league not too long ago, and they're currently sitting 17 points behind the league leaders, with 2 wins from the last 9 games. Even Champions League qualification is being called into question, and Mourinho's future is being scrutinised. However, his contract has no clauses in it to allow a premature termination, and the chairman has been backing Mourinho to turn things around. Not satisfied with the recent capture of Kabak, although it's on a loan deal with the option to buy, Liverpool are now being linked with Aston Villa revelation Ezri Konsa. The 23-year-old English centre-back was signed from Brentford for €30 million in 2019. Under the tutelage of John Terry, he's established himself as a first-team regular alongside Tyrone Mings, playing 52 games. With the pending return of Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, and the potential of Fabinho slotting in, is this a mover? Perhaps, or do you think Liverpool will move for a more established option? Probably the best signing in world football in the summer of 2020, Andre Silva has been sensational this season for Eintracht Frankfurt. Signed from AC Milan after failing to make the grade there following a mega money €38 million transfer from Porto, Frankfurt loaned him and then signed him for €3 million. And what does €3 million get you these days? 19 goals and 5 assists in 22 games, which has catapulted Frankfurt up to 3rd in the Bundesliga. Man United is sitting up and taking notice, and as a link up with Bruno Fernandes, he could be deadly. Bayern are actively scouting the Championship of England recently and unearthing some real gems. However, Max Aarons of Norwich City is on a lot of clubs' lists. The 21-year-old fullback was scoped out by Liverpool recently before going in another direction. His contract runs until 2024 and is the highest valued player in the league with a market value of €20 million. A fee in the region of €35 million is expected to secure the deal, close to what they're paying for prospective superstar Upamecano. It seems that there is an abundance of US talent in the European leagues lately. Claudio Reyna, Weston McKennie, Pulisic, and now teenage hotshot Matthew Hopper. 5 goals in 11 Bundesliga games this season for the 19-year-old, and a number of clubs across Europe are keeping tabs on his progress, with Premier League quartet Liverpool, Man United, Manchester City and Spurs in particular. With Schalke enduring a torrid season on the pitch, they're currently rock bottom of the league with just 9 points, and suffering financially off the pitch, the opportunity to cash in could be quite attractive. The transfer market is going to need to get a bit more creative, and Real Madrid have lots of talent on their books and not much cash. They want to offboard their fringe players as part of any deals that they make this summer. However, Dortmund are unlikely to be interested in what Real Madrid have to offer, though, since their scouting network is spectacular in attracting young, talented players. Haaland is a big ticket this summer, so take the players in exchange for him highly, highly unlikely. Real Madrid will need to come with deeper pockets. Now, in this part of the season, we're going to be seeing a lot of contract extensions, and that's exactly what Manchester United are doing. They're shoring up their existing talent. None other than Mason Greenwood. They needed to tie him down, and they've done so, extending his stay at Old Trafford until 2025. It's exciting that the duo of Rashford and Greenwood up top for United, but also for England. He's a boyhood United fan, living the dream and delivering at the highest level. The 19-year-old has a market value of €50 million and has already played 82 games for Manchester United, scoring 21 and assisting 10, with many, many more to come. And as expected, Leipzig have completed the permanent transfer of Angelino from Manchester City. He was signed as a youth player into the academy and endured a series of loans. He settled into life at Leipzig and is a first-team regular and getting recognition at international standard. He was re-signed from PSV for €12 million by City in 2019 after a €5.5 million transfer 12 months earlier the other direction. And now if he moves to Leipzig for €80 million, perhaps a future transfer back to Manchester City for $30 million plus in 12 months' time. Watch this space. Sticking with Leipzig, and Upamecano has made a decision. He is staying in Germany, but moving to Bayern Munich. His release clause was activated, €42.5 million, a significant increase on the €10 million they paid Salzburg for him in 2017. Although he does have a current market value of €60 million, so a bit of a steal there. The 22-year-old French centre-back will continue with Leipzig until the summer, a replacement for Alaba, primed and ready for the Bavarian champions. Not done there, Bayern also announced the signing of English left-back from Championship club Reading. The 23-year-old Omar Richards expected to provide competition for Davies. He has been in great form this season, but his contract was due to expire, and Bayern seized the opportunity to sign him on a Bosman. Moves on a free transfer in the summer. A double signing for CSKA Moscow over in Russia. Salomon Rondon is leaving China and moving to Russia on loan for the rest of the season. He's familiar with the Russian league after a spell with Zenit St. Petersburg, where he scored 33 in 73 games. Also, young Norwegian Emil Bohinen, the 21-year-old central midfielder, joins from Stabæk in a €1.5 million deal. Lasse Schöne has returned to Heerenveen until the end of the season. The 34-year-old Danish international central midfielder left in 2006 and spent a brief spell in Italy, but the rest of his career is in the Netherlands, including 7 years at Ajax. On his way to Switzerland and FC Basel is Matías Palacios. The 18-year-old Argentinian attacking central midfielder moves from San Lorenzo in a permanent deal. He has a current market value of €8 million, but the fee is undisclosed. He's tipped as a hot prospect, but entirely on potential. He's not really done much for the first team to date. His current contract runs until 2025, so plenty of time to prove his worth. A couple of free transfers of note as well, and Emiliano Insua has completed his move to Atletico Aldovisi from Los Angeles Galaxy. You might remember him from his time at Liverpool and also at Stuttgart. And up next, the superstar who didn't quite make it, Alexandre Pato, has completed his move to Orlando City in the MLS. The Brazilian forward was tipped for hot things, but never quite came through. So, best of luck to him over in the States. Now, on the topic of Alexandre Pato, he was obviously a very expensive teenager, one of the most expensive in world football. So we've taken the time to look at who are the current under-18 players with the most market value. And we're starting off in 5th position. There's lots in the Bundesliga here, by the way, guys, so, hold tight. And we have Moukoko from Dortmund. He made his debut, 16-year-old, in the first team and already scoring goals. Up next, Jamal Musiala, currently in contract negotiations with Bayern Munich, the England/German international, huge future ahead of him. Over in France, Lyon, Cherki, he's been banging them in, scoring his goals, and he's been having an influence on the games at a ripe young age of 17. Jude Bellingham, he's already made waves in the transfer market, moving from Birmingham City to Dortmund, and his market value is €35 million. And top of the pile, Florian Wirtz, he's made his way through the team at Bayer Leverkusen, and he's starting to turn heads of the biggest teams, currently valued at €45 million. So, 4 of them currently in the Bundesliga, with 1 in League Will they see it through to the rest of their career, or will they have an Alexandre Pato and make a flop? Now, if you agree with these valuations, who's going to make it big? Who's going to be the most expensive out of those 5? You know, we want to hear your voices, guys. Or have we missed anybody from this list? Anybody worthwhile being on there? Anyway, until next time, we hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the return of the Champions League football this evening, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Like, share, comment below, and take it easy. Bye-bye.